House for 1 minute to revise and extend my remarks.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and still I rise. And I rise today because I believe my country to be at the crossroads of democracy and autocracy. The moment of decision is near. We will have to decide whether we will have a country that abides by a constitution that is meaningful or ignores the Constitution such that it becomes meaningless. I choose to stand on the grounds laid by the founders and framers of the Constitution. I stand today to announce that at the conclusion of this 1 minute message, I will bring articles of impeachment to the attention of the House of Representatives. Mr. Speaker, I yield back.
What purpose does the gentleman from Texas seek recognition?
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A1 of Rule 9, I rise to give notice of my intention to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows. H-Res 537, impeaching Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, for high crimes and misdemeanors. In the House of Representatives, June 24, 2025, Mr. Al Green of Texas submitted the following resolution. Resolution impeaching Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, for high crimes and misdemeanors. Resolved that Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, is impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors, and the following articles of impeachment be exhibited to the Senate. Articles of impeachment exhibited by the House of Representatives of the United States of America, and in the name of itself and the people of the United States of America, against Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, in maintenance and support of his impeachment against him for high crimes and misdemeanors. Article 1, abuse of presidential powers by disregarding the separation of powers, devolving American democracy into authoritarianism by unconstitutionally usurping Congress's power to declare war. In his conduct of the office of President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, in violation of his constitutional oath, faithfully to execute the office of President of the United States, and to the best of his ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States, and in violation of his constitutional duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed, abused the powers of the presidency when he disregarded the doctrine of separation of powers by usurping Congress's power to declare war and ordered the United States military to bomb another country without the constitutionally mandated congressional authorization or notice to Congress. Cognizant of the fact that should another country's military bomb a facility within the United States of America, it would be a de facto declaration of war against the United States of America. On June 12, 2025, the State of Israel initiated attacks on Iran, ostensibly to target sites and individuals of importance to Iran's nuclear program. Iran retaliated, and the conflict has escalated between Israel and Iran, though at no point did Iran pose any imminent threat to the United States. On June 21, 2025, President Trump announced successful attacks on 3 nuclear sites in Iran: Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan, via his social media network, Truth Social. President Trump has failed to seek prior congressionally mandated authorization for the use of military force. Congressional leaders were not appropriately briefed or notified of the attack plans, despite foreign leaders being given advance notice of the planned U.S. military action. President Trump's unilateral, unprovoked use of force without congressional authorization or notice constitutes an abuse of power when there was no imminent threat to the United States, which facilitates the devolution of American democracy into authoritarianism, with an authoritarian president who has instigated an attack on the United States Capitol, denied persons due process of the law, and called for the impeachment of federal judges who ruled against him, making Donald J. Trump a threat to American democracy. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11 of the United States Constitution grants Congress the sole power to declare war. Quote, "The Congress shall have the power to declare war," end quote. At the time, the framers of the Constitution emphasized the goal of limiting the monarchical power of any single individual person to take a country to war over personal whims and preferences. No constitutional exception exists for a successful military action. In starting his illegal and unconstitutional war with Iran, without the constitutionally mandated consent of Congress or appropriate notice to Congress, President Trump acted in direct violation of the War Powers Clause of the Constitution. President Trump has devolved and continues to devolve American democracy into authoritarianism by disregarding the separation of powers and now usurping congressional war powers. In all this, Donald J. Trump has abused the powers of the presidency in a manner contrary to his trust as president, has become a threat to American democracy, subverted our constitutional government, and devolved democracy into authoritarianism, to the great prejudice of the cause of law and justice, and to the manifest injury of the people of the United States. Wherefore, Donald J. Trump, by such conduct, warrants impeachment and trial and removal from office. I yield back the balance of my time.
Under Rule 9, a resolution